Welcome. My name is Kwabena Darko. Welcome. Today we want to talk about financial education. It's important as well. Financial education, and it's important depending on the background that you had in terms of family, and even sometimes in terms of education. Your financial decisions and choices and the financial status that you have at the moment, they directly reflect all these influences that you have had growing up. And it's a subject that most people don't intentionally study. It's a subject that most people intentionally learn. And so, you go through school, you come out, you get work, or maybe you start business. Money is what we all use, and our decisions and choices and their effects, their ramifications on us, on our health, on our family, on our peace, everything has got to do with the decisions or the information, the education that we had on money growing up. So it's a subject that if you're still struggling with money, if you're still not happy with your finances, if you still owe and you can't pay, if your business is still struggling, if you're just taking contracts and taking loans from the banks, and you're not that much sensitive to the interest rate, you borrow and you can't pay, and you from one problem or financial difficulty to the other, they show that your financial education has not been properly constructive. And education, as we all know, is an intentional study of a subject, of something. So you want to become a lawyer, you go to school, they give you structured, systemic education on law. You want to become an engineer, same, it's structured, so that at least there is some level of predictability. The same, if you didn't have any education in terms of finance, and that you understand is you work, they pay you, and you spend it. You go to buy land, you buy a car, you pay school fees, you go to the hospital, you give money to the church you go to people, that's it. But you don't really have any well-planned system or structure in place, so that that in the next 10 years, if they say go home, you can still have some money coming for maybe 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, 2 years, without you having to receive any salary from anybody. And it means that you have not been that much educated in terms of finance. And financial decisions, they reflect in how much freedom we have with money, or how much frustration that we have, the loans that you can pay. Do you have any budget at all that you work with? Do you understand where the money goes and where the money comes from? These things, when you have money, let's say you have 10,000 Ghana cedis, are you going to put it as part payment to buy the car that you so want, or you want to start a business with it, or you want to start a cocoa farm with it? These decisions will show whether you're financially educated or not, because most people are not even aware of the financial education that they have to give themselves. They are very good with the mechanics, with the carpentry, with farming, with medicine, with engineering, but the money, most the people they call middle class, most only depend on the salary that comes in. And so if there's a problem with the salary, then there's a problem. And the pressure on the union, the pressure on the family, a lot of it has got to do with the money and the decisions that we make on them. So your financial education is important. The school fees that you're paying, how much can you innovate with the money that comes? Where do you invest your money? How much sources of income have you been able to create, such that when you lose that business, or when you lose that job, you will still have something? A lot of us entrepreneurs, we go into business, and a lot of our decisions and choices, they directly reflect the kind of financial education that we have had. And so it's a subject that you have to go and study yourself, and this class is part of it. We tell you that if you're not aware, you must have clear decisions on money. You must have clear education on money. You must educate yourself, separated from the other education, separated from, a lot of us will grow up without really studying money. If your family was not that disciplined, if your family was not that rich, it's likely that your choices on money will be wrong. And as a matter of fact, countries are even being run by people just because they went to school and they joined politics, but they really did not make money with the kind of financial education that they had. Therefore, they pick a whole country and run them into all kind of troubles, because the decisions that they make on money, they were not taught. You could even have degrees in finance and all that, but did you make anything out of it? Did you create wealth? Did you create money with that degree? Unless you have applied that knowledge and had results. You have applied it and you have results now. If you have results out of that, then we can sometimes even trust your intelligence on that. But most people just have certificate in it, and they have never applied it to make any penny, any city, any peswa, anywhere. And they are given big portfolios to manage, and most often they run us into huge troubles. And the same with business people, entrepreneurs. Our understanding of money is that critical. You just completed school, you finished with national service, you have a job, they started to pay you, and your first pay, you want to go and buy land and build for yourself because you're tired of paying rent. Financial education is key, because what the essence of financial education is that you are able, over time, you're able to build some level of financial independence, such that if you have no source of income, if you can't go to work and there is no salary, you can still maintain the kind of lifestyle that you have. You can still pay the children's school fees. You can still pay for everything that you have to pay, and still have some excess because of the time, the time that you were receiving money, the decisions and the choices that you made with that money that you had. So money as a seed, it comes to your hand. The decisions and choices that you make with them, they directly come from the kind of financial education that you have given to yourself. If they give you 100,000 cedis now, the decisions that you make will show how much skilled you are with money. Some people will just go and buy a car with it and tell everybody that they are rich. Some others will go and start a business with it, put it in an investment, start to build something with it, start a commercial farm with it, and maybe go and buy some stock. It depends on the level of financial education that you have when you have money. What is your understanding of what they call asset? What is your understanding of what they call liability? The asset will make sure that money keeps coming to you. The ability will just make sure that it takes money from your pocket all the time. So look around you, look around your house. What are the things that bring you money? And what are the things that are constantly taking money from you? Those things are likely to be things that you have to reduce. Those that are taking money from you all the time, and those that are bringing you money, you want to increase that. You want to leverage them. You want to increase their value, because the very things that are bringing you money are the things that will help you to have financial freedom, financial independence, so that you don't have to worry. They say that a lot of marriages break because of the problems of money. So they had money, they saved the money, they went to have a very nice wedding, but they never thought of after the wedding, maybe if there is a baby, there will be costs in addition to it. That living itself has a cost. Living has a cost. So your financial education is critical, and if you don't have that kind of background, then take this course seriously. It is important that you study this intentionally. You study it to equip yourself. Study money, study finance, and apply them. You're going to make some mistakes, you're going to make some errors, but you'll be better eventually if you don't give up and if you continue to learn. Some people may never be aware. So every time that they have some financial difficulties, they will say somebody is responsible. So they are waiting for a day that the government will be very prudent so that they will be rich. They were waiting for a day that they will get loan. Maybe some favor somewhere. God will change their finances. If you are in that kind of category where you think that your finances are out of your control and somebody else is responsible for it, your financial education, you have not been intentional about it. You have not studied it. You have not equipped yourself with it. So you feel out of control. You think that is not in your reach. You think that is not something that you can predict because you have given it out. Anything that you're not confident in is anything that you have not studied, anything that you have not skilled in. Those are the things that you're not confident in. I don't know how to pilot a plane. If they say that there's a plane there, go and take it from here to Kumasi, I will panic. I will shake. Why? Because I have not trained in it. I have not educated myself in it. I have not been, taught all the mechanisms in it. But if they give me a car, for instance, a small car, I can drive to Kumasi. Why? Because it's a skill. I've educated myself in it. I can take it from here to Kumasi without any panic. I'll be careful on the road and I'll reach Kumasi because I've given time to learn that, and practically I do it. The same with finance. If you have a lot of problems every now and then, there's difficulty. Don't blame any don't blame any spirit, any case, anything. Just ask yourself, what do I know about money? My information on money, is it enough? Is it right? Is it accurate? Ask yourself. And if you look at the results, if you look at the fruit you are getting, and the fruit is not right, go to the root, go to the foundation, go to the fundamentals. And a lot of the times, it's the information, the education that we have given to ourselves in terms of finance. That's the problem. And you can always change that, because the moment you change your understanding, your information, your education on money, your choices will start to change. And once your choices start to change, you see that there are so many things around you that you can easily reorganize to have leverage, to have freedom, to have comfort, and to build wealth. And in no time, you start to see that, the same thing that I was in it that I didn't see any way out. Now I have freedom. We have had countless examples of people who have read my book, Streamline, and they are giving us information as to all the reorganization of thought and decisions and choices of their money, and the leverage, the comfort that they have, because now the same money that they were making, now they are able to apportion those monies well, and they're able to conserve those money, and they're able to even grow those monies. Now they are investing money. Before, they would be using the money to throw party and go for holiday all the time. Now they keep some and they're investing some. They are putting some in things that will also bring different sources, different revenue or different income as well, because the information changed, because they educated themselves, because they had another form of information. There is no change without required knowledge. Knowledge is required for change, for improvement, for development. And so the more you educate yourself in these things, the better your finances will change. You don't hope that your finances will change just because you are working extra. If you still make extra money and you make the same wrong decisions with money, your finances are not going to change. Income may double, but you will still have to go to work. You still have to put yourself under stress. So it's important that you study money and check your background, what you were taught, the financial education that you have to give to yourself. We'll talk about cash flow as well, how to organize your money as an entrepreneur, and how to build multiple streams of income as well. Basic financial information that you need, because the more educated you are with money, what they call asset, what they call liability, how to build your own financial structure, your wealth plan, your wealth system as well, and how to even manage your expenses, the budgets that you build for your family, for your business, for yourself, and also how to understand issues with taxes, issues with Senate, insurance, and things like that, because the more you're informed with these things, the better you are with your decisions and choices on money. If you have money, the decisions that you make, the plans that you structure for yourself, these things will be responsible for the eventual results, the results that you have. These things will decide them. So the information you have, what they call cash flow. If you're doing business and you're in a business where the cash flow is not good, you're going to have problems. That is basic. When you get money, the things that you put the money in, if they are not good, you're going to have problems. If they are good, you're going to have victories. So these are some of the things that we will talk about. So I want to say thank you.